Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this meeting of the Dieppe City Council on July 10th. We will begin by the prayer. Dear colleagues, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Call to order. We have confirmation of quorum. It seems everyone's here. Conflicts of interest, none. For the adoption of the agenda, moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Cormier. I would like to know how many meetings are moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Cormier. I'd like to know some statistics on that one. Thank you. It's appreciated. No questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. We have presentations, inquiries, and petitions. And the regional services of Kodiak has asked us for the summer, if anybody has questions, for the RCMP to let Mr. Belasson know. So if there are specific subjects, for example, that you want to discuss, there's nothing on the table? Okay, then we can continue. 7.2, public hearing. Street closure, parcel A, Babet Street. Mr. Leblanc is giving us his presentation tonight. Good evening. Good evening, Your Worship, councillors. I can begin? Of course. Your mic is open. That's a good sign. Thank you. I'm here tonight to present for the public hearing for the closure of a part of Babet Street. So it's the parcel A on Babet Street, as indicated on this drawing on the screen. It's the part that you see in red. It's a portion of a public street. It's not used at the time being as an access street. We need a part of this street to include into a development that is right beside it. We want to do some cleanup, and we're going to have an interchange that is going to connect to Industrial Street. This is another drawing of the street. You can see the portion that we want to close. That is in a black line surrounded. So on January 26, the council fixed the date for a public hearing tonight, and we have the adoption of first and second readings of the bylaw necessary to close the street, and we'll have to come back on August 14th for a reading of the bylaw in its whole. Do we have propositions, motions tonight? Councillor Thibodeau, you have a question. I noticed that on this drawing, facing Industrial Street, there's a building. Are we going to have to change that? That's a separate project. It doesn't have anything to do with the closing of the street, but this property is being studied by the Department of Transportation And I think negotiations are going very well on that side. So next year, we want to use this property to have access to the construction of the interchange. Thank you. Any other questions from councillors? Thank you, Mr. Leblanc, for your presentation. Now we shall proceed. Questions by members of the public. Are there any questions? Now we'll go to the adoption of minutes of the last meeting, moved by Councillor Gadet, seconded by Councillor Brideau. For the question, none? All those in favor of the adoption of minutes of June 26, 2017, signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The minutes of June 26 are adopted as presented. Number 10, we have motions, memorandums, and nominations. Mr. Bellasso, 10.1, financial contribution, Dieppe Military Veterans Association. So we have before you a file for consideration from the Association of Veterans of Dieppe. They will go to the Dieppe Raid, the 75th anniversary, and the cadets are part of this group. We had planned for 6 of them, but now there's a 7th to join them, so they've asked for a contribution for the 7th member for $1,400. And that's to allow for a 7th cadet to participate in the ceremonies. That's for the Military Veterans Association, for the Dieppe Army Cadets. So for the resolution, Mr. Thibodeau. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council authorized a financial contribution in the amount of $1,400 be granted to the Dieppe Military Veterans Association for 7 Dieppe Army cadets to participate in activities organized to mark the 75th anniversary of the Dieppe Raid, which will take place in Normandy, France in August 2017, and further authorize this expenditure be allocated among Council members' respective expense accounts. I so move. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Councillor Arsenault. For the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as presented. 10.1.2, ratification, various directives adopted at closed meetings. Mr. Lasso. We want to publish this resolution between Dieppe, Moncton, and Riverview on regional economic development. We have a memorandum of understanding between these 3 cities. And when this resolution will be adopted publicly, we'll have a press conference next week that will explain all the elements of this memorandum of understanding and the responsibilities of 3+ and the responsibilities in our region. So tonight we want to make this resolution public. And secondly, we had authorized a contribution, if you remember, for the Acadian Peninsula with the ice storm. So Dieppe is happy to support this, a contribution of $40,000 for the people in need following this ice storm. So we contributed to the center in the peninsula, to the volunteers. When this initiative will be completed, we will be able to see the success of these interventions. So tonight this will be made public. With respect to our contribution to the ice storm, it's essentially the development of a toolbox, a psychological toolbox to support people who suffered. And it is something that can be replicated elsewhere for any other troubling event as this one. Our families in the north have suffered. So for the reading of the resolution, Mr. Alain. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council ratified directives adopted at closing meetings of Council concerning the following matters. Memorandum of Understanding, Dieppe, Moncton Riverview Regional Economic Development, Financial Contribution, Ice Storm, Acadian Peninsula. I so move. Moved by Councillor Alain, seconded by Councillor Brideau. For the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as presented. 10.3, Engineering. Excuse me, 10.2.1. Here we have before you a recommendation for a construction of a lookout with interpretive panels at Aboiteau. May 23rd, the council agreed to a bid for the construction of this at Aboiteau. There's one that is functional there. So tonight we want to authorize Construction Neptune Inc. to proceed with a contract of $104,000 plus HST for this Trans-Canada Trail. Thank you for the reading of the resolution, Mr. Cormier. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council award the contract for the construction of a lookout with interpretive panels for the Aboiteau development project at Pointe-aux-Renards to the lowest bidder, being Construction Neptune Inc., at the total cost of $104,500 plus HST, and authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 127080 3005, General Operating Budget, Public Lands. Moved by Councillor Cormier, seconded by Councillor Arsenault. For the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as presented. Now we can go to 10.3.1, Engineering. Mr. Melanson. This file is a recommendation to reconstruct Sunset Street between Paul Street and Acadie. And the company 863962NB Ltd. at the cost of $574,000, and also engineering services from Crandall Engineering at the cost of $74,000 plus HST. And we need a transfer because this money is in reserve. So we received 3 proposals, and this is the one recommended by staff. Thank you for the reading of the resolution. Councillor Leblanc. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council award the tender for the Sunset Street reconstruction project to the lowest bidder, 863962 NB Ltd., at the cost of $574,600 plus HST, and also award the tender for engineering services relating to said project to Crandall Engineering Limited at the cost of $74,000 plus HST, and authorize these expenditures be defrayed from account number 4390587716, Water and Sewer Capital Budget. The Council further authorize a budget transfer in the amount of $600,000 from account number 7420128940, Water and Sewer Capital Reserve Fund, to account number 4390587716, Water and Sewer Capital Budget. I so move. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Brideau. On the question, All in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as developed. 10.3.2. We had the authorization of council for a contract with McDonald Paving Construction. We had a traffic study done in June, and with these perspectives, we determined that for the next 2 years that the co-op, between the co-op and Dieppe Boulevard until Chartersville, it would be needed in 2 or 3 years to do this work, rather than to redo this section later. We thought it would be more efficient to do it now on Dieppe Boulevard. And we have $150,000 that should be added to the contract. And we have various contracts with uncommitted funds. So for your consideration, we want to finish the project on Dieppe Boulevard. And we should be good for 10 to 12 years. Thank you for the reading of the resolution. Councillor Arsenault. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council authorized, in addition to the contract for the 2017 Dieppe Mill and Pave Various Streets project with McDonald Paving and Construction Limited at the cost of $150,000 plus HST, and further authorize this expenditure be defrayed from account number 3335587601, General Capital Budget Asphalt Management. The Council authorized a budget transfer in the amount of $150,000 from account number 1285955925, General Operating Budget Debenture Interest, to account number 3335587601, General Capital Budget Asphalt Management. Moved by Councillor Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. For the question, no questions. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as presented. 10.4, Planning and Development. 10.4.1, Mr. Melassa. This is a rezoning project on Champlain Street, a gas station. The recommendation is to proceed to accept this application, and for the reading of the resolution, the people will understand that there are 5 elements mentioned by the Planning Committee. So this is for the recommendation of Council. So for the reading of the resolution, Councillor Cormier. The Council accept the recommendation made on June 21st, 2017 by the Planning Advisory Committee concerning an amendment to the future land use map, municipal development plan, and the zoning map, zoning bylaw, relating to a portion of a property identified under PID 006744416 in order to permit the development of a service station. And the Council accepts also that the said application be subject to Article 39 of the Community Planning Act with the following terms and conditions. 1, that the main building be located in general conformity with the site plan entitled Preliminary Site Plan dated March 14, 2017 and attached to this resolution under Appendix A. 2, notwithstanding paragraph 3.40 brackets 4 of the City of Dieppe zoning bylaws at 10, that 2 access lanes be authorized as outlined on the site plan entitled Preliminary Site Plan, dated March 14, 2017, and attached to this resolution under Appendix A, and that the said lanes be developed pursuant to other requirements of bylaws at 10. 3, that the development proposed on the site plan entitled Preliminary Site Plan dated March 14, 2017, and attached to this resolution under Appendix A commence within 3 years of the registry date of bylaws Z9.5 and Z10.5. 4, that Lot 17-1, identified on the subdivision plan entitled Gestion Gilles Gauguin, Inc., attached to this resolution under Appendix B, be registered at the registry office following the adoption of bylaws Z9.5 and Z10.5. 5, unless otherwise indicated in the conditions identified above, that the development of the site in question be carried out in compliance with municipal bylaws and regulations. I so move. Moved by Councillor Colmy, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. For the question, Councillor Leblanc. Thank you, Your Worship. Number 3. That says they should start within 3 years. When is the intention to start this work? Mr. Girard, can you answer? At this point, I think the promoter wants to start, developer wants to start as soon as possible. This is a condition that we put there, but I think the intention is to start construction before the end of the summer. That's just there to protect us, but we're not really going to wait 3 years. That's it. We put that there just in case it's a speculation and the person wants to sell to somebody else. That's good. Thank you. Councillor Godet. Thank you, Your Worship. I have a question for the developer. There's no problems with these recommendations, these conditions? No, he has no problem with this. Thank you. Thank you. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution is adopted as presented. 10.4.2, Mr. Melanson. As councillors know, we started steps to annex the territory in the city of Dieppe in the direction of Chediac. So now we must proceed with the revision of a municipal plan and zoning. We had a presentation, a public hearing on the recommendations, and we also had a revision of certain sections. So here you have the adoption, and the Planning Advisory Committee recommends the adoption for the reading of the resolution. The Council accept the recommendation made on June 21, 2017 by the Planning Advisory Committee, namely that the process relating to the adoption of bylaw Z9, brackets 2017, concerning the Municipal Development Plan and Zoning Bylaw Z10, 2017, continue. I so move. Moved by Councillor Alain, seconded by Councillor Leblanc. For the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution adopted as presented. 10.4.3. Mr. Melanson. So you have before you a recommendation from the Planning Advisory Committee respecting the project on Sunset and Cétérès Street, Horizon Place. The developer wanted to increase the number of units to 162. It does not change the size of the building, but it's for your consideration for you tonight. Councillor Brideau. The Council accept the recommendation made on June 21, 2017 by the Planning Advisory Committee, which relates to a request to change the conditions adopted under Bylaw Z10-1, registered at the Registry Office under number 361-33255 on July 18, 2016, relating to the properties identified under PIDs 00669366, 704-87533, 006684883, 006689194, 006695051, 0066936, 0098793, 009879117, and situated between Sunset and St. Therese Streets in order to permit the development of a multiple-unit dwelling. And that Council accept also that the application be subject to Article 39 of the Community Planning Act, and that the following condition under number 2.1A1 under the title Permitted Uses adopted by Council June 13, 2016, and which reads 2.1A1, multiple unit dwelling up to a maximum of 155 dwelling units, be replaced with the following 2.1A1, multiple unit dwelling up to a maximum of 162 dwelling units. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Councillor Brito, seconded by Councillor Arsenault. For the question. No questions. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Adopted as presented. 10.5, Public Works. 10.5.1. In July, we have to plan for next winter. So here we have a tender award from Birch Hill Construction Limited for snow removal. We received 4 proposals. This one is for $225 per hour pursuant to terms and conditions as set out. It's for a period of 4 years, to be recontinued for the next 2 years. So that's what we're here for tonight. We have this agreement for several years respecting our snow removal on our streets. For the reading of the resolution, Councillor Gaudette. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council award the contract for the snow removal service to the lowest bidder, being Birch Hill Construction Ltd., at the estimated hourly rate of $225 plus HST, pursuant to the terms and conditions set out in the agreement, and authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 1235652650, General Operating Budget, Snow Removal Contract.
So moved. Moved by Councillor Gaudette, seconded by Councillor Alain. On the question. On the question, Madame Arsenault. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a little clarification. At the hourly rate estimated at $225, is that every hour? And are these machines new? Well, Mr. Knowles is here, so he's the expert. So, yes, the machine for the road will be a new machine, so it won't break down and we won't continue to pay. Hey, if it breaks down, we don't have you pay for it. It's the contractor's responsibility to repair it and operate. That is great. Thank you, Mr. Any other questions? Mr. Brito. Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. On the same topic as the councillors, $225 an hour. Wouldn't it be better for us to go with a contract? In other words, a total contract for the whole winter? Well, it depends on, It depends on the winters that we have. This gives us maneuverability. We have an envelope specifically for that. So we're always within the budget that we estimate in fall. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's right there. It depends on the necessities. Okay, thank you. Any other question? No other questions, so all in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution is carried as presented. Item 11, we go to the readings of the municipal bylaws. Yeah, this is kind of a catch-up because over the last couple of months we haven't had many, but I see that tonight we're going to be doing some catching up. First and second readings by title only. For the point 11.1, item 11.1, as bylaw C22. For the reading by title only, Mr. Cormier. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number C22, a bylaw authorizing the city of Dieppe to permanently close a portion of Babin Street. So moved, first reading. Moved by Councillor Cormier, seconded by Councillor Leblanc. On the question. All those in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So, bylaw C22 is adopted. First reading. Now we go to the second reading by title only. Once again, Mr. Cormier. Bylaw number C22, a bylaw authorizing the city of Dieppe to permanently close a portion of Babin Street. So moved, second reading by title. Seconded once again by Councillor Leblanc. On the question. No question. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. C22 is accepted. Second reading by title only. Item 11.2, bylaw Z95, amending the City of Dieppe Municipal Development Plan. So once again, adoption and first reading by title only. Mr. Thibodeau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number Z-9-5, a bylaw to amend a bylaw relating to the City of Dieppe Municipal Development Plan. So moved. First reading by title. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Councillor Arsenault. On the question. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So the resolution bylaw number Z-9-5 accepted. First reading by title. Second reading, Mr. Thibodeau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number Z-9-5, a bylaw to amend a bylaw relating to the City of Dieppe Municipal Development Plan. So moved. Second reading by title, moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Madame Arsenault. On the question. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So bylaw Z-9-5 is accepted in by second reading by title only. Item 11.3, bylaw Z-10-5, amending the City of Dieppe zoning bylaw. First reading by title only. Madame Arsenault. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number Z-10-5, a bylaw to amend the City of Dieppe zoning bylaw. So moved, first reading by title. Moved by Madame Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Alain. On the question. No questions. All those in favor of the adoption of this bylaw in the first reading by title only, signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Bylaw Z-10-5 is accepted in the first reading by title only. We go now to the second reading, once again by title only. Madame Arsenault. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number Z-10-5, a bylaw to amend the City of Dieppe zoning bylaw. So moved. Second reading by title. Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Alain. On the question. No question. All those in favor of the resolution, second reading, signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Zoning Z-10-5 amending City of Dieppe bylaw is accepted. 11.4, bylaw Z9, 2017, for its adoption first reading. Councillor Leblanc, it's relating to the municipal development plan. Bylaw Z10, City of Dieppe zoning bylaw, first reading. Seconded by Councillor Brideau. All those in favor of the resolution? Oh, sorry, on the question. No question? Those in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. Z9 2017 is accepted. First reading by title only. Now we go to the second reading. Once again, Monsieur Leblanc. Bylaw number Z-9 2017 concerning the municipal development plan. Second reading by title only. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Brideau. On the question, no question. All those in favor of the adoption in second reading, signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. So Z9 2017 is adopted in second reading by title only. Number 11.5, zoning bylaw Z10 2017 for the first reading by title only. Mr. Godet. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw number Z-10 2017, City of Dieppe zoning bylaw. First reading by title. So moved. Moved by Councillor Godet. First reading by title only. Seconded by Councillor Cormier on the question. All those in favor of this resolution, signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried. First reading by title only. Second reading by title only. Once again, Mr. Godet. Bylaw number Z-10 2017. City of Dieppe zoning bylaw. So moved. Second reading by title only. Thank you, Mr. Godet. Seconded by Councillor Cormier. All those in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried. Second reading by title only. Z10 2017. Thank you very much to all. That concludes essentially the agenda, accepting notices of motion, of which we have received none. So while we go to inquiries and announcements by members of council, and I do believe that we start on my left, I think, Monsieur Alain. Nobody's going to be contrary-minded? First of all, I'd like to congratulate the athletes, the parents. Behind all good athletes, you have good parents. The youth who are going to the Jeux de la Francophonie du Canada are taking place here in Moncton, Dieppe. From the 11th to the 15th, the official opening is tomorrow. And the Canada Games are being held in Manitoba from the 8th to the 13th of July. I think there are many people who are going to be participating. Second thing, Mercredi Chaud has started. I say that the development on the outside, the city of Dieppe has invested quite a lot, and I think it's very good for all the Mercredi shows. I invite the whole population to at least come to one Wednesday. Please come and see our downtown. It's very special things are going on. It's a very good investment. So come and see it. Beautiful family activities. We have to be recognized as a city, as a community, culturally speaking, that something is going on. That's my message for tonight, Mr. Mayor. Yes, when we invest wisely, we obtain good results. Thank you. Madame Arsenault, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just here, I went to Transaqua in Riverview, and I think there was a presentation that was given here on that Monday. Very nice, and I looked at it once again on television. I really found it very interesting, very educational. On the 7th of July, I went to the electric vehicle charging, and we had our MP, Madame Ginette Petitpas-Taylor, and the people from Moncton recognized that I was there, so I thank them. Just to say that we have 15 strategic places around the province where there will be quick chargers, quick charging stations. Some of them, though, will be at the second level. At the end of and we have some at the Arthur Gilles Leblanc. There are three of them, the Aquatic Center and the Place 1604. I just wanted to mention that this is something that we had done here for 3 charging stations. I'm really proud of what we do. The closing of the 38th Acadie Games was on Sunday, and I have to say that the volunteers of all around the province worked really hard, and we thank them from the bottom of our heart. It was a great celebration, and the finals were really interesting. I have to say that my little goddaughter was in the choral. The Cardinals of Dieppe are our heroes because for the first time they participated in the AAA baseball tournament. It's something that we should be proud of because it's the first time that they reached that level, and it's here in Dieppe. So kudos, congratulations to the Cardinals. And the last thing that I want to mention is that Monsieur Arthur Leblanc is the first Acadian that is Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. We had our first Lieutenant Governor, Gilbert Fine, from 87 to 94, but it's just to say that we're really proud of this Acadian in Nova Scotia. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you, Councillor Thibodeau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing tonight, no inquiries, no announcements. Thank you, Monsieur Brideau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also have not much to announce, but I want to wish a fantastic summer to everybody, to all the residents in Dieppe, to all the people who come to visit us. We welcome them and we wish them a beautiful summer. So, salut tout le monde. Salut everybody. Councillor Cormier. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2 things. First of all, good luck to the athletes at the Jeux de la Francophonie, and I'd also like to congratulate the youth from the southeast region, but particularly the youth from Dieppe who participated in the finals of Jeux de l'Acadie. And certainly I want to congratulate the winners, like Madame Arsenault said. I also was very proud to see my grandson win a gold medal in disc throw. To everyone, a great summer. Councillor Leblanc, I have no announcement tonight. Thank you, Monsieur Gaudette. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2 points, 2 things. First of all, we want to encourage the people of Dieppe to participate in the finals of le Jeux de la Francophonie, Place 1604 on Saturday night. It's an event to which we want to invite people. We want to encourage people to participate in this. I think it starts around 7 p.m., 7:30, and for the rest of the evening there'll be activities at the Place 1604. My second point that I want to raise is I just received a communication, a press release from the RCMP concerning speeding in residential areas to advise the population of Dieppe that they will be in the next couple of weeks working at trying to reduce speeding. It's something that we've mentioned at a few meetings, that there's speeding in some of these streets. So speeding will cost you $172. So we encourage people, especially in the summer, to recognize that our neighborhoods are full of children who are no longer in school. They're on the streets, they're on bicycles, on all sorts of different types of moving apparatus on the sidewalks, crossing the street. So please pay attention. Pay attention to the crosswalks. Thank you, Mr. Godet. Monsieur Thibodeau, I see that you're requesting to have the mic. You've forgotten something? No, thank you, Mr. Mayor, if I may. No, it's just to say that I've heard a lot of congratulations and encouragements for the athletes. But I think that in Ville de la Francophonie, you have arts and culture, so these people have to be encouraged also in order for them to succeed in their cultural and arts activities. Thank you. I participated this morning in the announcements of the two flag bearers for the Jeux de la Francophonie Canadienne. I forgot the name of the two flag bearers, but certainly it's a group of youth who were there who were very energetic at l'Odyssée School. We were in the amphitheater and with Madame Rogers and Arnold, both of them. They made tremendous efforts, Madame Rogers and Madame Arnold, for their speeches in French, and I congratulated them for having spoken French. I think it's going to be an event that is a little bit like it was for us in 1999 when I said to the youth, some of you, like I told the youth when we have le Sommet de la Francophonie, I said to them, you in 1999, most of you were not even here in 1999. And I believe that the games that are going to be taking place are going to be very similar in a sense to le Sommet de la Francophonie in 1999. And I think it's going to continue in 2021 when it's going to be international Francophonie games here that are going to take place here in Dieppe and Moncton in 2021. So we're really proud of our youth. We wish them good luck this week. No matter what field they are in, artistic, cultural, or sports, we know that we have athletes that are motivated. I heard the motivation this morning. It was very, very loud motivation. So once again, if you have the opportunity to go see him, encourage him, but especially come Mercredi show, we have a special show that is going to be specifically concerning the Jeux de la Francophonie with specific performances. There's also the closing ceremony is Saturday night at Place 1604. Please, so come on down. And just like everybody else, I heard many positive comments on the landscaping that was done around the stage that was put somewhere else on Place 1604. Basically, it's a kind of around the oval that is going to be like benches for the public. I'm convinced that people from the Wingate Hotel are also very happy with our Mercredi show because I think their terrace was pretty full there. So have a good evening to all, and we'll see you again on the 10th of August for our August meeting. No, sorry, the 14th of August. Thank you.